Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for Aries gang. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to us. What do you got for the Rams in early February? Beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries gang. Yeah, the deck wants to talk to us already. Let's get it going here. What's the vibe? What messages, what energies are swirling around? There we go. All right, so there's a good creative flow, creative energy with this card. This is one of my favorites. We have this lady with that very stylish hairdo with the sewing machine and the golden thread. I feel like there's a lot of very positive symbolism here. So even if you're going through a bit of a trying time, this tells me there's a lot of potential with something. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this lovely lady here, and as I mentioned, she's in front of the sewing machine, and she does have that golden thread. I always think of creating, manifesting, not just like visualizing and bringing stuff towards you, but to me this is a huge card of putting effort into something and it paying off. So this is really great. Now for a lot of Aries, when I get a lot of creative juices flowing, you might be a little pent up in the head. The daydreaming, the imagining, the fantasizing could be running a little hot and heavy when this card is here. Nothing wrong with that. But another thing I always link to this, like since she does have the golden thread, aside from the creative juices flowing, which you should take advantage of if possible, is that now's a great time to mend things or fix things, make things right. So if you are going through some difficulties, when I see this, it's like, all right, we could fix this, or there's something that I could do better this time around. So I feel like this is a very positive card for things like that. The only cautionary thing, like I said, you might be in your head a little more so than normal with this. I mean, everyone knows us Aries, we're action oriented, so that would be my advice. If you're thinking a little too much, maybe you just need to get active. So we're just going to leave her over there. She could keep mending and creating things with that beautiful sewing machine. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card over here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's get it going here. Shuffle it up one time for Aries gang. What do we have in early February? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Pretty positive energy. So I've been seeing it for like the past month. There's been, for the most part, a nice positive swing. Even though there's like some ups and downs. The last week's reading was titled A Surprising Win. Now, I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes. Sometimes it's monetary, sometimes it's career, sometimes interpersonally. So if that didn't come through for you yet, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. I hope you did collect one, but we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aries gang. What do you got for us here in the month of love? What's happening? Please. There we go. All right, High Priestess. So she kind of fits a similar vibe to what I was seeing with this Oracle card. Very watery, very imaginative. She has a big card of mystery, which is something we were seeing last week. Interesting stuff, especially when I start thinking about things that are happening astrologically. That's big Pisces energy. There's lots of planets and things going on in Pisces right now. Let's get a couple more. I mean, we might be picking up where we left off last week. So for some of you, if you were going through certain situations, it's like, all right, we're picking up where we left off, or we're not losing steam. That's a good thing, right? Because everyone knows us Aries, we hit things hard and sometimes we could lose a little steam. I'm not seeing that here. And then here we go on the back end. We got our good pal, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard. He has a goblet. He's having a drink and having a grand old time. So interesting mixture of stuff here. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'm again, very optimistic, kind of like what I was seeing last week. So a lot of the themes I was picking up with that first oracle card do bleed over into this. Now, I always look at the elements first. I feel like that's extremely important. Notice we have the High Priestess, Pisces, water sign energy, King of Cups, water sign energy, and in divination and tarot, water, aka cups, represent the realm of feeling, emotion. It is very imaginative, very creative, a lot of fantasizing. So all that stuff we're picking up seems to be showing up here again. We got some mystery. There's a lot of flow here. And then boom, right here in the center, our comfort zone, we have some fire. Beautiful card of victory. So it's intriguing to me how these energies do play off of each other. And I know classically people would say like, oh, fire and water don't mix. My personal natal chart is like almost all fire and water. So I do feel like it could be a beneficial mixture. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out because we have a lot of things happening. So position number one, very powerful yet subtle card. We have the beautiful High Priestess. Now, like I said, classically, she does represent the zodiac sign of Pisces. I give her to all the water signs because I feel like all water signs do connect to these archetypes. And she is obviously in a place of balance right there. She's pretty quiet. She is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers. So for a lot of Aries, you could be feeling energies, feeling emotions, and your empathy could be heightened whenever she shows up. Again, like I already mentioned, very imaginative, a lot of fantasizing. There's a lot of etheric energy, although it's subtle whenever she shows up. She is fantastic for your intuition. So if your gut's telling you something, if your intuition's nagging at you for whatever reason, you might want to listen to it whenever she's in the mix. Now, every card has positive and challenge. What are some of the challenges of the High Priestess? She could be a little secretive. Notice she's holding a volume of sacred law. She has a lot of information, but she ain't speaking about it. So she can be a card of mystery. She's very quiet. So whether it's someone you haven't been really hearing from, or there's certain mystery, like, oh, how's this going to go, or what's going on behind the scenes, she could be the unexpected. She could be the surprising, just like we saw last week. So we're going to have to look at her further, of course. But again, for some Aries, either you're just feeling things deeper or your intuition's going to be hitting you for one reason or another. And I think Aries is a very intuitive sign. Usually we do follow our instincts, and you might be rewarded if that's the case, especially moving over here to the center. We have the Six of Wands, beautiful, beautiful card. Now we see this individual, looks like they're marching in a parade. He has laurels over his head. This is a card of victory, complete and total victory. So just like we saw last week, a surprising win. It's still showing up here for us, which I feel like is really good, really claimable. The Six of Wands, it could represent recognition, gaining recognition for the things that you've done. This is a big attention grabber. So just know for some Aries, well, maybe someone has you under the microscope, maybe you're getting more attention than you usually do. This is a very magnetic card because it does link to Leo energy. Generally very positive, but where's the challenge of the Six of Wands? It could sometimes represent egotistical individuals. So if you're dealing with a person that has a heightened ego, you might want to keep them at arm's length whenever this card shows up, because you might have extra clashes with egoic people. And it could also be spirit saying like, hey, listen, be confident, but don't be too confident. Be confident, don't be cocky about something. Right? So we're just going to see what that's about. I feel like it can be very positive. Now on to the back end. Beautiful. We got our friend here, Kyle of Cups, King of Cups, chilling. Now I always say kings represent control of their respective suits. So we already spoke about what water means, like imagination, emotion, love, and usually it's him keeping a lid on things. It also represents a full expression of these feelings. So again, whether you're feeling things in a heightened way, this could just represent love, romance in general. So when we clarify it, it could be very important. A challenge of the King of Cups, sometimes it could be a little uncontrollable emotionally. So feeling things that are so intense that we can't control how we're feeling. It could represent rough relationship aspects as well, but I'm not getting a terrible feeling off of him. Sometimes it could represent someone that's partying it up a little too much too. So nothing wrong with having fun, as long as you don't do it too much. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Let's see what's happening. What do we got for Aries, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that High Priestess. Let's see what this mystery is about. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's what the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, High Priest this time. What's she doing? Why is she in the mix? Okay. Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, so for a portion of you, if there is a specific thing or topic or even person that's been stressing you out a little too much, this could most definitely be Spirit telling you like, hey, Aries, just it's relax. You're just highly tuned into it. And that could be causing things to feel, I don't want to say more important than they are. I would say more intense than they really are. This is usually very positive because when I see her, the mystery with the Eight of Swords in reverse, that kind of feels like a breakthrough of some sort to me. So for a lot of Aries, there could be various breakthroughs coming up for you. So again, whether it's a career-based breakthrough or a relationship breakthrough. The Eight of Swords is usually very stressed out when it's in upright, but we got it in reverse. It can represent a free, liberated type of energy, a free, liberated type of feeling. I would say watch out for things like cabin fever, getting too far into a routine, because I was picking it up last week and kind of picking it up again. A lot of Aries out there might be a little extra cabin feverish, and you might need to shake something up or change something. But the two main messages I'm picking up here is, one, this could be a surprising or unexpected breakthrough, which is really nice, especially with the mystery here. Or you might be stressing something a little too much, just due to the fact that you're like super honed in or tuned into an energy. So do with that whatever you will. Now listen, I know Aries are going through various different things. I never cast judgment on things that people are going through, but this does feel very reassuring from Spirit. Like, listen, it will be okay. Like, don't try your best not to stress about something, okay? Or overthink it. So I like that. I feel like that's good. Let's keep moving, because I really want to get to the rest of this. So we're starting off in a pretty good place. So what's happening here with that Six of Wands, please? Thank you. I mean, patience. All right, so there could be various situations where you just need to let it unfold a little bit, which makes sense with what I was seeing in the beginning, like a little breakthrough. Oh, don't stress about it. Now we have Temperance in the upright underneath the Six of Wands. So this is most definitely an energy of a payoff or winning an end. Temperance is highly protective. So again, for some Aries out there, if you are going through some tough situations, us getting Temperance here, the Archangel Michael, highly, highly protective. So we do have these spiritual ties. Spirit might be saying, listen, Aries, I'm watching over you. I got your back. Just pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, and omens. But this is a card of just letting something evolve. Don't force. So in this time, very important that you don't force your will too much or force situations to move forward. Spirit's kind of saying like, hey, just take it as it comes. That's the best way to go here. There is still this very, very powerful energy of a massive victory or payoff coming right here in the center. But Spirit saying attract as opposed to chase, and do not force. That's a big thing here. And patience, all in due time, all in good time. So I feel like this is good once again. So I feel like it's very simple, straightforward. Now, a portion of you, if you're connected to Sagittarius, this bodes really well. If you're cross-watching Sagittarius, this is also a really good thing, but we're just going to keep moving. So great. We have an energy of a breakthrough here in the front end. Shouldn't stress about something too much, and attract as opposed to chase. Don't force anything, because there is still a massive victory coming if you play it cool. That's how it feels. Let's keep moving over to the King of Cups. See what he has to say. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the King of Cups chilling right here for my good Aries friends? What's happening? Please, what do you got for us here? Okay, so there could be a situation or something you need to take a close look at, or just keep an eye on it, okay? Because I know we've been speaking about other things here in the front end, but now we have the Page of Swords in the upright underneath the King of Cups, especially with that card in the center. Remember what I said about the Six of Wands? That's a card of gaining attention. I said it very early on in the reading. You might be attracting more attention than you normally do. So when I see the Watcher of the Tarot deck show up underneath the King of Cups, it's like, I'm checking in on something. I just need to check in on it. It's like I'm constantly checking the temperature or gauging something. So whether that is you gauging a situation or a person, or someone's trying to check your temperature, so to speak, there's most definitely an energy of somebody watching and keeping an eye on something. So especially if you are feeling a little more emotional than normal, a little more sensitive, Spirit could be just simply telling you like, hey, just keep an eye on the situation, check in from time to time, and watch your emotions. But at the same time, this guy underneath the King of Cups with this attention grabbing card, you might be getting a lot more attention than you normally do, or there could be someone watching your moves. You might be under the microscope, or you might have someone else under the microscope. It could be either or. But I'm just getting this odd energy of someone continuously checking the temperature on something. So it's like this interesting vibe that we have here on the back that's different than what we had here in the front end. It's fine though. It's not like freaking me out. I'm not getting nervous about it. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow, because we do have various different things. And I will say here on the back end, that's a pretty positive end result to me either way. But position number one, we're starting here with the High Priestess, 8 of Swords in reverse. I did say watch out for cabin fever or getting into too much of a routine. Spirit might want you to shake things up a little bit. Another vibe I was picking up here is reassurance. Like, listen, it might not be as bad or as rough as you think. Spirit could just be saying you're just highly tuned into the energy, which is amplifying things. So this does feel good. It also felt like a breakthrough coming out of nowhere, which is really nice. Moving to the center, we have the 6 of Wands with Temperance in the upright. Very strong alignment of spiritual protection. The attention grabbing here. So again, Aries might be a little extra magnetic in this time. So whether it's situations or people, it's like we're pulling things in. But I do like this alignment. It does say don't force something. Don't try too hard. Attract and don't chase, because there is a payoff or a massive victory coming in. It's like you just got to play it cool. Now, moving to the back end, we do have the King of Cups with the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the Tarot deck. So whether it's you like checking in and keeping in touch with your own feelings about things, or whether it's like checking a situation, I just keep getting this vibe of someone checking the temperature. Like I just need to gauge something here. So whether you're under the microscope or someone else is, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like it's something that you should keep an eye on. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's get it going here. What do we have in the shadows for Aries gang, please? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Pick your one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get you your shadow card, my good friends. What do we got here? My guides, talk to me. What do we got for Aries, please? Thank you. Okay. So this kind of fits the bill with what we were seeing within the reading itself, because yeah, there's great potential. There's really good energy with this card that came out for you. But at the same time, it could feel like it's stuck or in a routine. We have the 9 of Pentacles, usually blessings and abundance, lots of positive energy, just like we saw within the reading this week. So for a lot of Aries, there's good energetic potential for you to tap into, which is awesome. This is a huge card of independence, and everyone knows Aries is generally a very independent sign. Like, I'll do it myself, I'll do it myself. So you might be a little hyper independent in this time when this card is here. But a shadow card of the 9 of Pentacles, it could be a little grounded. It could feel a little trapped. Notice this person's in a bird cage, if I put it right there. So similar to the front end here, it's like, all right, well, don't stress about it too much. Energy doesn't stay the same forever. It's something that will pass and move through. But I feel like for the vast majority of Aries, this is just really speaking about the potential energy for the coming weeks that look really fantastic. So please, if you want to screenshot that as well, go ahead. But that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.